Hello, I'm Food Daniel. Here are my predictions for Week 4 of the WFA 2016 season. Games to be played on April 23rd. Philadelphia Phantoms, the Keystone Assault. Phantoms coming off a pretty easy win against the Richmond Black Widows. The Assault coming off of their first win of the year. They beat the Toledo Reign 14-6. Philadelphia's had the easier time of it all year long. I expect Philadelphia to win this game by 4 or 5 touchdowns. DC Divas, the Richmond Black Widows. Divas coming off of that very thrilling 35-32 win at Boston. It's incredible. Black Widows, of course, having been beaten by Philadelphia 42-6. That's no shame, first year team. But still, against DC, gruesome win for DC. Gruesome. Cleveland Fusion at the Pittsburgh Passion. Fusion are a surprising 0-2. Pittsburgh is an unsurprising 2-0. I don't know what the all-time head-to-head matchup record is between those two teams, but as to the best of my memory, Pittsburgh almost always has the upper hand of it. I don't expect that to be any different here. Pittsburgh will win. It'll be close. It'll be by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Yeah, Cleveland's not as bad as 0-2 would make you think, but Pittsburgh will win this. Columbus Comets, the Flint City Riveters. Columbus had a bye week last week, while the Flint City Riveters, they lost to the Indy Crash 30-6. I understand that game almost didn't happen at all, but at the last minute, Flint City was able to do whatever it is that needed to be done to get the game in. I'm glad they did that. But Flint, they're a new team, still getting the hang of this. Columbus, they're 1-1 this year. I expect they'll finish over 500, and Columbus will win this game, probably by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Detroit Dark Angels, Toledo Reign. Dark Angels had a bye week. Reign coming off a very close 14-6 loss against Keystone Assault. Dark Angels have got this one by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Chicago Force, the St. Louis Slam. The Force, they're still the Force. Well, St. Louis Slam, they're 1-1, but they had a huge win over Derby City, and then a loss against the Kansas City. Chicago will win this game, oh yeah. But St. Louis will keep it from getting too ridiculous. I'll say Chicago by 2 or 3 touchdowns, probably closer to 3. Yeah. West Michigan Mayhem at the Indy Crash. Mayhem were off last week. Crash defeated Flint City 30-6. Crash have already defeated the Cleveland Fusion 28-0 in that Snow Bowl. Indy's real good. I expect them to win this game by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Huntsville Tigers, the Derby City Dynamite. Okay, the Dynamite, they lost to Alabama last week, 38-8. The Dynamite, are they 0-2 or 0-3? They're 0-3, yes. And that 38-8 one, that was their closest loss yet. While the Huntsville Tigers, they won by forfeit last week, so they didn't play. So what we have here are 2 teams that are, I don't know if they're both in Division 3, but they're pretty much playing like Division 3 teams. But still, that could be a good scrappy matchup. I'm going to predict a low-scoring victory by Derby City Dynamite. I'll say they'll win this one by 2 touchdowns or less. And I wouldn't be surprised if that translates to something like 12-0, 14-0. It'll be low scoring and it'll be close. Derby City. Alabama Fire at the Atlanta Phoenix. Oh, the Alabama Fire. Brand new team. They're 3-0. They won last week 38-8, and that was their closest win. While the Atlanta Phoenix are still the best team in the Southeast. They beat the Fayetteville Fierce last week 41-0. Now this is interesting. Remember last week I said, I'm looking forward to seeing Alabama play one of the real good teams so we can see just who this Alabama team really is. Here we go. We get to find out. They're going up against the best the Southeast has to offer. I expect Atlanta to win this game. It's the margin that makes me uncertain. I could see this being a real close game, or I could see it being a blowout. I'm going to predict Atlanta will win by 2 to 3 touchdowns, and I'm expecting closer to 2. Yes. Yes. If I could teleport, that's the game I'd go to, though. I'm real interested in how that goes. Okay, let's go to Florida. Jacksonville Dixie Blues at the Daytona Wave Runners. Okay, the Dixie Blues came off what looked like a pretty exciting loss to the Tampa Bay Inferno, 45-27. I didn't think it would be that close. Jacksonville's good. The Daytona Wave Runners, they got their first win of the year. They beat the Orlando Anarchy 29-0. I expect Jacksonville to win this game. But Daytona, they'll get on the scoreboard. Jacksonville by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Orlando Anarchy at the Tampa Bay Inferno, another Florida matchup. Again, the Anarchy, they got shut out last week by Daytona, 29-0. Tampa Bay defeated Jacksonville, 45-27. I love the Orlando Anarchy. I want to see them get some wins this year. I'm afraid it won't be this week. Gruesome win for Tampa Bay. Acadiana Zydeco at the Houston Power. Houston Power got beat by the Austin Outlaws last week, 12-8. That was much different than what I predicted. I predicted a rather easy Houston win. Yeah, Houston lost to Austin 12-8. While the Acadiana Zydeco, I predicted them to lose gruesomely to the Arlington Impact. Nope. They lost 34-16. The Zydeco are good. They'll be good enough for this game, too. I expect the Zydeco to win by 2 to 3 touchdowns. Okay, Arlington Impact, the Dallas Elite. Now, Arlington's real good at putting up the points. But against the Elite, I think it'll be a moral victory if Arlington keeps it within the margin of gruesome win for Dallas. Gruesome. Okay, to the Northwest. Seattle Majestics at the Tacoma Trauma. All right, backyard brawl on I-5. Here we go. Okay, the Majestics, in one of the most surprising games I've seen in all the years I've been following women's football, the Majestics got beat by the Portland Fighting Shockwave 40-0. Wow. I mean, everybody knows the Portland team would be better because they formed Voltron. But, I was surprised they beat the Majestics at all. But to beat them by 40 points, a 40-0 shutout, nobody expected that. And as for the Tacoma Trauma, they were off last week, but they barely won their first game against the brand new Southern Oregon, 14-13. Then they lost their second game to Seattle, 13-0. So Tacoma has a close win against a brand new team, and then a close loss against the team that's supposed to be the powerhouse of the Northwest. Well, the Majestics beat them once this year, 13-0. So I guess I'm expecting Seattle to win this one too. But I'm nowhere near as certain of it. I'll say the Majestics will win. I'll say by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm real uncertain about the Northwest now. Okay, staying in the Northwest. Now we have an Oregon battle. Yes, that's right, the two Oregon teams. It's a battle for Oregon. Here we go. Portland Fighting Shockwave at the Southern Oregon Lady Renegades. Again, the Shockwave feeling real good after a 40-0 blanking of Seattle. While the Southern Oregon Lady Renegades, they're feeling good after picking up their first ever win. They beat the Everett Rain 20-18. Well done. So these brand new Lady Renegades, they're making a good show of themselves early. Now, I believe the Renegades' first loss of the year, not first loss, but one of their losses was against the Shock. Yes, it was. Okay, the Renegades, their second loss of the year was against the Portland Fighting Shockwave, 29-8. Okay, so it's not unreasonable to expect something similar. But I'm liking that 29-8. That's not particularly a blowout. And then they have a 1-point loss and now a 2-point win. So the brand new Lady Renegades are doing a good job of keeping it close. I'll say the Shockwave will win this one by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm getting embarrassed. I'm saying 2 or 3 touchdowns an awful lot this week. I don't know why. I'm looking forward to seeing the Lady Renegades on May 21st. I want to go there and see what they're all about. Yes. Okay. And in the Rockies, it's my Utah Blitz at the Mile High Blaze. Okay, the Blitz, they won a forfeit win last week against. Accidentally turned off the phone. My Utah Blitz, the Mile High Blaze. The Blitz, they're coming off of a forfeit win against Ventura Wolfpack, so week off for them. Well, the Mile High Blaze, they lost a snow-covered battle to the Kansas City Titans. I think it was 22-6, where it snowed non-stop. I love those picks in the game. Football in the snow, I love it. Well, I know nothing at all about the Mile High Blaze, but if you can do that well against Kansas City, you shouldn't have too much trouble against the Utah Blitz. Mile High Blitz, I'll predict the Mile High Blaze will win by, I'll say 4 or 5 touchdowns. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Blitz keep it closer than that. The Blitz first game of the year, their only game so far, they lost to the Sin City Trojans 38-0. I was expecting something like 80-0. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think the Blaze will win this game easily, but I'm hoping the Blitz will do real good. Go Blitz. Okay. Central Cal War Angels at the Ventura Wolfpack. War Angels had a bye week. The Wolfpack coming off a forfeit loss. I don't know what the reason for the forfeit was, whether they were short of players or if they had difficulty traveling, but I certainly hope this doesn't become a regular thing. But for this week, gruesome win for the War Angels. And finally, the Sin City Trojans, the West Coast Lightning. Trojans coming off a bye week. Lightning coming off of a 70-6 loss to the Pacific Warriors. Gruesome win for Sin City. Gruesome. And that completes my predictions for Week 4 of the 2016 WFA season. Thank you.